Viva La Ethan said, do you think that some bodybuilders' health problems are caused by recreational drugs, especially stims like MDMA and cocaine? And then he said, Nick Trigili used to say how he'd do MDMA and would sometimes show up to expos still rolling. Guys like Fuad and Seth have also hinted that they used to enjoy cocaine when they were younger. What do you guys think? I don't think this is actually a major thing for most people. I think that the T3 and the Clen before a contest, when you're dehydrated a little bit, is probably worse for your heart than going, doing MDMA every weekend or whatever. I
agree.
Yeah. Because remember, like you're going to be dehydrated on the weekend when you're partying, when you're rolling, whatever. But before the contest, like 3 weeks in a row, high heart rate all the time, doing cardio, dehydrated, heart getting so much stress. I think it might be worse.
What do you think, Armin?
About the I kind of missed a little part. Recreational drugs to...
Basically, they were asking whether, do you think recreational drugs... I mean, we used to talk about this all the time on the forums back in the day, but these younger guys might not have heard of it. Do you think recreational drugs are playing a major role in the deaths of bodybuilders? Like cocaine and methamphetamine, or amphetamine, whatever.
Or methamphetamine. Like the current pros right now, I only prep one of them. So, no, but I know when... Like I started bodybuilding, I was going to like my first Olympias and all that. And I would see these top, people I looked up to shooting up ice, meth, smoking meth, doing heroin, all this stuff. And the after party, like right in the booth. And I'm like, and that was when I learned bodybuilding was not healthy at all.
Wow. I never heard that in my life.
Yeah. So even me and Chris Cormier, we hung out one night we did a 3-nighter. And it was me, my boy, John Kirby, and these 2 girls I brought down there. So Chris was like, come over to my apartment, blah, blah. So we're just sitting there. And he's playing most depressing porn. These chicks have these like plugs in them, these pony plugs, right? And then
depressing
they're
porn.
Getting their heads. Yeah, it was depressing. They kept getting their heads dunked into the toilet. And I said, Chris, can we change this? It's depressing. Like, can we put on just like a normal movie or something? But they already took like 15 or 20 tabs. I was sober. I didn't take it yet. And then Cormier was like, hey Armand, I don't know his girlfriend at the time. He's like, hey, you just go in the back room, turn the music up a little bit. I was like, nah, dude, I don't want to have sex with your girlfriend. I'm good. Like, I'm okay. And he's just out of control. And I told John, I was like, dude, we gotta go. Like, I can't be here anymore. It's depressing.
I've never, by the way, heard of porn described as depressing. This guy was watching some depressing porn. I've never heard that before.
This was depressing.
That's so funny. Well, it was different then, huh? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah. The recreational drugs were very, very big then. Lots of coke, lots of ice, coke. Yeah. So it was very different than now. Yeah. I don't think now
wouldn't even know where to get a hold of that shit if I wanted to try it.
What?
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't even know where to even get that stuff, even if I wanted to.
Come to LA. I got you back. Anything you want. I know LA inside out. We could go to the hoods. We could go to downtown. Everything. When you go downtown, people come up to you. They say, "You want to go fast or go slow?" That means heroin or meth. They come up to you through the whole street. I used to live downtown, so I would be dodging meth and heroin left and right all day. Yeah, that's pretty. Blue, what do you think about it? Do you think they use? You think it contributes significantly now, today?
I think partially. Yeah, I think that stuff's played with. Absolutely. I don't know how heavy the abuse is. It's obviously individually based, but I mean, like, I could see that definitely contributing to, health issues. Absolutely. Some guys, live the lifestyle, the bodybuilding lifestyle 24/7, and other guys go on shifts. I mean, I've seen it, over the years, go and party hard and then come back to this. And then, they just treat it as different vices to keep them moving. But sometimes, you play too hard, there's some serious damage.
I know when Nubane was popular, a lot of people were doing that. And Shit, man, if I had a supply of that, I'd be using that shit too. That shit felt way too good. So I could see where I could see where the I could see why people would do it. You know what I mean? I don't know what drugs compare to Nubane. But yeah, that shit made me super happy. And I wasn't addicted to it because I took it once a week on leg day, and it would make me I train legs so hard because when you were training them, you don't feel the pain. And then the next day you could barely walk because you like brutalize your legs. Armin, I know you've used Nubane. You like that shit?
Armin, please warn him. Please warn him. Huh? Because he thinks this is a joke.
Stores. It's not fun. Okay, here's my Nubane story. I was introduced to Nubane at 16 years old. That's when I was first wanting to get into bodybuilding by this older bodybuilder. He's like, because I was like, I don't drink because I knew alcohol wasn't good for muscle. He's like, oh, you just shoot this up and you feel good. I was like, okay. I trusted the guy, and then I was like, and it felt good, and it felt different than a hydrocodone, and so it's better. And then I like, of course, bodybuilders like instant things like IV, sub-Q, and so I had a doctor prescribing me, I think it was like 20 bottles a month. So I was only doing it on leg days, and this is like every time I would prep. Like the last 6 weeks, I would just only do it on leg days. That's it. And then in 2016, that's when my opiate addiction kind of went off. I had three surgeries in a 2-month period. Had a bunch of Nubane, and it was about to run out. I called my doctor. He's like, hey, I'm not going to do the Nubane anymore because something with the pharmacy, blah, blah, blah. Call my other doctor, and he's like, we can just give you Dilaudid instead. And I was like, okay, which Dilaudid is stronger than heroin, oxy. It's the strongest, except that the only stronger thing is fentanyl. So started doing Dilaudid. You think Nubane feels great? Dilaudid.
Were you snorting the Dilaudid?
No, IV.
Oh, IV.
Yeah,
IVing the Dilaudid. Wow. My mother is addicted.
Saying Dilaudid feels better than Nubane?
Bro, Dilaudid is the most powerful opiate you can get other than that fentanyl shit. It is so powerful.
Train on it.
I don't think you can. Unless you have a tolerance.
Yeah, you could train on it. So, like, let's say you do a shot of. I compare Nubane is Tylenol compared to. It can't even compare. You would do a shot of Dilaudid, and you'd have to go lay down in your bed because you just get hit by this truck, and it was the best feeling ever. And then like the rush throughout your whole body, it was just. But the only reason why I like the Nubane is so I could train on it. You didn't like to train on the diluted? Yeah, I could. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Even better.
No, I mean, but you could train on if you have a tolerance, right? If he took a Dilaudid, well, maybe if he just took the pill orally, I think maybe it would be fine. But if I
need to find out the drug that I got that I have to cut the pills in half. I think we talked about it, Leo. They're 2 mgs. I forgot what the drug name was. EPO Dave sent them to me.
But you got to be careful. We'll talk about that. But you got to be careful, Boston, about opiates. So the problem with the opiates is that unlike any other drug, it sneaks up on you where you get a physical dependence. Well, not unlike any other. Benzos and alcohol do that too, but opiates do it in a really insidious way where you become mentally obsessed with it.
I've been taking I've been taking a half of oxy whatever for once a week. Oh, not once a week because only when I train legs usually. Or if I don't train legs that week, I'll do it like once a week. And I haven't had any kind of addiction or withdrawal. Literally just a half of them.
Well, some people could keep it like that. Okay, let's say you're doing that. Something tragic happens in your family. Exactly. Like I had a tragedy happen in my family, so I was like needed to be numb all the time. So I started using the Dilaudid all the time to numb my emotional pain. Next thing I knew, I'm a full blown, addict. Like, bro,
that's how it always happens. Like a guy goes drinking every weekend with his friends, no big deal. And then one day in a weekday, his girlfriend breaks up with him or his family leaves him or whatever. And he's got that bottle there. And he's like, well, if I drink this, I'll feel better tonight. And it slips. You don't even realize it.
So these doctors, they give that much of this pain stuff where you could get addicted to it and keep going. Like, don't they know? Like, don't they shouldn't give you just the amount that you need for your pain? Like
now, but before, you understand, when I was going to all these pain doctors growing up, I had friends who were like, hey, go to the pain doctor. So I had probably, before I even started using this stuff, thousands and thousands, probably at least over 10,000 of oxys, 10,000 of Dilaudid before I even started. So when I did start using it, I had all that other stuff just backed up. It was just there. I'd be bored at home, do a, you know, like say my Dilaudid use. I could go use Dilaudid and I'd be top of the world, happy, go train. And then I still feel happy and just keep doing it all day. And I'm like, this is not okay. Something's going to crash and burn. And it was like 3 weeks and I ran out and I was like, I started going to withdrawals, which are opiate withdrawals, the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. I'd rather have anything ever happen to me except opiate withdrawals. And then it was just a battle back and forth for like 4 years because I didn't want to be on it, but being so sick for so long, you know.
Think about it this way, like people can't normally quit drugs even without a drug that has a dependency. Like there are people taking like cocaine, they can't quit cocaine for 10 years. They try whatever, but the high, when you quit for long enough, something goes wrong or whatever, you know, you have that high and you go back to it. But with an opiate, you have the dependency where every time you quit, you're actually suffering and sick. So you're both sick and obsessed with the high. And and same with alcohol, to be honest, and Armin, not many people nowadays are true alcoholics, but a true alcoholic, the withdrawal is just like a benzo, you seizures, you die. You know, opiate usually doesn't kill you, the alcohol will kill you. It's the most painful thing I ever experienced in my life was alcohol withdrawal. Most painful. It's just like you, I would rather go through any fucking thing again except that. It was the most painful thing, you know?
Yeah.
And so be careful about this.
Before over text.
Honestly, Leo, I barely get these things ever. I can only get like a certain amount a month, or not even a month. So even if I try to get addicted, I'd run out in like a day. I literally have like barely any. But I wouldn't get addicted to the oxy because they make you feel decent, but they don't compare to that Nubain. That Nubain makes you the happiest person in the world. It's
because you're injecting the Nubain and not injecting the oxy. That's the real reason.
So you're telling me I should crush the oxy?
No, don't inject the oxycodone. I'm just saying that's the reason.
Is oxy even water soluble?
Yeah.
No, it's not at all. It's very poisonous. Don't put it with your tap water. Bro, can I let me out you in front of Armin and Blue. This guy is willing to put tap water in his mixture. So this guy might go take the oxycodone, put tap water in it, put it as an insulin syringe that's already used with a broken needle, even though he has a sponsorship for needles, and then he'll go inject it. So
that's exactly what I would do. How did you know?
I knew it exactly.
I was already thinking about it. I put it in like a little pen cap and do it.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
Boston, as soon as you IV oxy, Dilaudid, or fentanyl,
it's over. You'll never be the same in your life once you IV.
What do you mean? Give me an well,
your brain will change forever once you IV either opiate or meth.
But why didn't I get a Nubain?
Nubain's a bit weaker.
Nubain's on a wholly different level. Nubain's nothing compared to.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing. It's candy compared to this other stuff. If you went and did that, that's why I told you on text before. Do not ever inject oxy, Dilaudid. I mean, you will.
It'll change the way you think forever because you've never felt that amount of pleasure before, and when you feel it's over.
You don't want sex anymore. That feels better than coming. You use it, shooting up. That feels way better than coming. You don't care about sex. You don't care. I mean, it'll ruin your life. I mean, it took some. I kept my life together, and it was hard, but no one knew I was doing all this, but. I'm off now, and I look back. I'm like, man, just that was.
I could tell back a couple of years ago, or even a year ago. I felt like that you would text me when you were high. I always knew when you were high.
By the way, addicts hate to hear that.
That's probably talk text too.
Addicts hate to hear that. I used to hate to hear that also. You want to know that nobody knew. You always want to think that nobody knew, and I kept it.
I didn't know until he's telling me. But now that I knew that he was addicted, I'm like, oh shit! No wonder he was like off the wall with his like texts and shit.
No. Those are probably talk texts because when I see them, I'm like, they don't understand it anyways.
That's so funny.